So I hop in my truck, I drive the half block to AutoZone. I go walking into AutoZone, I put the battery on the counter and say, I need a replacement battery. Here's the year, here's the make, here's the model. That battery there needs to be replaced. Now, the last many batteries I've purchased have been $60, $70, right? I'm thinking, you know what? They got $30. I've got $60. That's not gonna send me to the poorhouse, man. That's not gonna, $60 does not mean my kids aren't gonna eat tonight. But $60 is gonna make sure that these people are able to make their appointments, their medical appointments, their job interviews. They're gonna be able to get back home. I can do $60. Not a problem. I put the battery on the counter. The guy zaps it. He rings it up. He says, I said, I need a replacement for this battery here. Well, what do you want done with this battery? You're going to have to keep this battery because this battery ain't going nowhere. This battery is dead. Okay, so he calls it up. He's like, oh, huh. He says, yeah, we've only got one in stock. It's $197. Wait, what? It's $197. Well, what about that $80 battery right there just below it on the screen? Yeah, we don't have that. Well, where is it? Right now, it looks like the closest one is in Claremont, which is about 20 miles away. I'm not driving 20 miles to go get batteries to save, $80. Well, now I got to make a choice, right? Now I can either be a bastard and go back and say, yeah, you guys are shit out of luck. But what really happened is, well, I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound. I told them I was going to do it. I told them they were getting a battery. Let's do it. $197, that's how it goes. Right? Just buy them a new battery, load it up in my truck, go back, and I show up with a brand new battery. And you'd have thought that I was close to walking on water when I showed up with that new battery. This young man and his mother were all over themselves. Well, you don't have to do this. Here, take my, no, let's get it here. We put it in, we connect it back up. Mom hops beside the driver's seat, clicks it over, fires right up. Because it's a brand new battery. That's what they needed. Right on. And I don't know that I'd ever experienced gratitude on that level before. Hooked them up, closed the hood, and Mom was just about in tears. Dude was reaching in his pocket to pull out his $17, $20, whatever he had. And it was all in 5s and 1s that were crumpled up. It was literally all the money he had in his pocket. And he tried giving it to me. I said, no, I didn't do this for your money. I didn't do this for your money. He said, no, but you got to take it. You got to take something. I said, I'm not taking your money. All I hope is that if you run into somebody with a problem, that I believe that you would do the same thing for me if our roles were reversed. That's why I did this. Because I think you would do the same thing. And I hope that if you run into somebody in trouble, that you will do the same thing for them. That's all I ask. Wipe off my hands. Everything's good. The car's running. Mom's walking up to me, giving me big hugs. The kid's walking up to me, giving me big hugs. And then he steps back. He says, do you like tacos? I said, well, yeah, man. Who doesn't like tacos? Everybody likes tacos. He says, I make these great tacos. Everybody raves about my tacos. And I've got 2 left. Can I give you my tacos? I said, sure, man. He said, now these aren't like tacos you've had before. These are homemade tacos. Like, all right, what kind of tacos are they? They're chorizo and hot dog tacos. All right. Meanwhile, mom's coming out of reaching into the car through the passenger side window. She comes out and she has this small foil packet. And she says, this is all we have left. We have 2 tacos left. We want to give these to you. Now, I know from my upbringing and from my own life experiences that when people who have nothing offer you something, you take it. And it doesn't matter what it is. Except, of course, if it's their last dollar. You never take their last dollar. But if they have something, anything, if they're offering anything from the heart with sincerity, you take it. And so I took these tacos and I gave them hugs. They gave me hugs, tears going down mom's face, dude holding back tears.
What you gonna bring?
Like it had been a long time since anybody had shown them favor. That was the impression I got. And I gave our hugs, wished them well, asked them to go with God, be blessed, do wonderful things, smile and enjoy each other, and laugh. Go back to my office. They go doing what they do. I went and did what I did. And I had a $200 taco for lunch. And all I'm thinking about while I'm eating this taco, besides the fact that I'm eating a chorizo and hot dog taco, all I'm thinking is, how am I going to explain this to my wife in a way that's gonna be okay? Because I just spent $200 on a taco. And later that day, when I got home, I looked at Shannon and I looked at my wife, and my wife said, "How was your day?" And I said, so my day was interesting. She says, "Yeah, what was so interesting about your day?" I said, "I spent $200 on a taco."